This Adaptability in Teams workshop was created by Charles Brooks, Jose Flores, Carrie Runnels, and Malin Stevenson. Here we have for the instructors a quick overview and summary of the rough timeline that should be observed for the morning portion before lunch. Similar to the previous slide, here we have the afternoon portion highlighted in terms of time limits and a rough outline of how long each event should take. Here the instructor should start by introducing themselves, the event itself, and go over a general outline of what to expect during the workshop today. This image is a great way to introduce adaptability to the participants, being that the first two lines of text, the word and the color match, but on the bottom four lines, the word and the color do not match, so your brain has to adapt. If you were to ask the participants, what color is the word, your brain would have to see the word blue, but know that your answer is really green. This is a great way to introduce the participants to adaptability and get them ready for the workshop ahead. Here the instructor will play off the previous slide, introducing adaptability and teamwork and how they relate to one another before the rest of the workshop so that it can set up a nice baseline. Here the instructor will break the group up into smaller groups of between 3 to 4 participants and go over the icebreaker in detail. 2 truths and a lie is a pretty simple and easy way to get to know someone. Each small group member will say 3 things about themselves. 2 will be true and 1 will be a lie. The rest of the group members will try to determine which one of the things was a lie. This should take no more than 30 minutes to complete.
Let's face it, there are times at work when things keep changing and you have to continue to learn how to roll with the punches. Adaptability in the workplace is when an employee can be flexible and have the ability to adapt to changing work conditions. An adaptable employee can work independently or work well with a team. Working in a group is helpful for employees to brainstorm ideas or to create an excellent product. Say you currently work for an engineering company where products keep evolving. If you're an engineer, you have to be adaptable to the constant changing of technology. Innovation is an essential part of engineering, which makes it vital for you to be flexible. You need to have a positive attitude and be able to work with new technology, as well as be prepared to work with different coworkers to create a unique product. When working with a team, the following strategies can be used to maintain adaptability. Staying calm means not folding under pressure when something changes or a problem occurs. Employees will feed off the energy of management, which makes it essential for a leader to stay calm and handle any issues that may arise. Management must adapt to hard situations and show employees they can handle any situation. When a team member does not do their job correctly, it's important to stay calm and to try to help them rather than getting angry. Staying calm allows there to be a healthy work environment for all. Developing a solution is being able to come up with a plan when there's a problem. Coming up with a solution is essential because, as a manager, there will be many problems that will occur throughout your career.
This slide is really the summary of the key points from our literature review, and for the next several slides, it will be in-depth explanations of each one of those subtopics. Up through this point in the workshop, we've really only talked about the important factors that play into adaptability in teams. So here we go and we talk about the dangers of refusing to adapt. So in this slide, the instructor is really going to illustrate these 4 key points in detail and talk about the negative implications that can happen of teams and organizations who do refuse to adapt. Here, the only thing we really ask of the instructors is that they please have participants return with about 5 to 10 minutes left in their lunch break, just to make sure that things get settled down before the afternoon session begins. Now we're going to put adaptability into action with an activity. It's called the shrinking vessel activity, and the goal here is to use teamwork, communication, and creativity to adapt to the changing environment. So as you can see on the floor, I have a shape outlined, and we are all going to get in that shape. Now, here's the kicker. I will be making that shape smaller and smaller as time goes on. So you guys are going to have to work together to figure out how to all remain in that shape as it gets smaller and smaller, adapting to the changing situation. Immediately following that shrinking vessel exercise, the instructor is going to lead a discussion using probing questions as well as their own discretion to ensure that the flow of the discussion continues to be positive, so that way they can assess understanding and takeaways of the exercise. This slide serves as a redirect where we're really going to reassert the key topics we talked about before lunch, as well as introducing some new topics like recruiting the correct personnel, training, fostering the right culture, and ensuring how to get the correct leadership or management that will embrace adaptability. For this next exercise, or the successor exercise, we're going to break into small groups of between 3 to 4 people if possible. Feel free to use the same group as the icebreakers, or if the instructor would like, they can create new groups that is completely up to their discretion. In these small groups, you're going to take a prompt and you're going to share your own thoughts as well as give feedback to other group member thoughts. The prompt is simple. If you were ousted by your organization today, what would your replacement or successor change in your organization or team immediately? Some things to think about when you're going through this exercise. Why do you think they would change that procedure or task? Do you agree that those items need to be changed or revisited? And then how can you improve your team or organization based off the conversation you have with your group and the feedback they're giving you? This exercise is really great as it kind of lends a out-of-the-box approach to kind of think about your organization in different terms and maybe how you do need to adapt and how you can bring that back to your organization. We do ask that the instructors please leave this slide up during the successor exercise, just ensuring that participants have a clear idea of what the prompt is as well as probing questions. That way they can further their own small group discussions and really benefit the most. This will serve as our wrap-up where we put everything together. The instructor will highlight all the key points once again. They're going to take any questions from the participants, and they're going to provide closing comments on the workshop. And finally, the instructor will thank all of the trainees for coming and for their participation during the day, as well as invite them to come up and share their thoughts on the training as a whole.